right, quick recap today. I'm up like $40, I think. But this is a look at the trades I took today, as well as this one, in a kind of just gamble account pre-market. But coming into the day, price was looking pretty bearish. This was the candle that we came in on, and also looking at the Dow and ES. Dow and ES have been very bearish, and ES is currently plowing through a daily for value gap. But coming into the day, we were looking for ES to kind of get through this daily for value gap, and YM was also just dragging down too. So NQ was kind of the stronger of the two, but we were thinking that it would get dragged down, and SMT wouldn't really mean much. So coming into the day with a bearish bias, but looking into the morning, I just happened to be looking on my phone and I got in a gamble account in this fair value gap right here. I went short like 40 some contracts and took it down to here and worked my way out of that trade, but wanted to see this low. Actually, the low had already been taken, but I wanted to see this low for sell side. And then if we continue to push through that low, I would have wanted to see this low, which is also the top of a daily fair value gap for NQ. So I was thinking we could definitely see us get down there with this speed. It wouldn't have been improbable for us to just move right to it, but we did not. So that short ended up working out. The next short I wanted to take, we look at a 5-minute chart, and let's wind back. We had price seemed like it was in a rush, and we had this 5-minute fair value gap right here, and I wanted to take a short out of here if price continued to hold it, and it was. So looking down at the 1 minute, this was kind of a really early risk off entry, but this little fair value gap, little 1 minute fair value gap. We hadn't even had a market structure shift, but I'm guessing we did on the 15-second or something. Bodies were kind of respecting equilibrium of it, and I entered short and do not want that, and ended up marking out this 1 minute fair value gap, but I ended up getting stopped at break even on this trade, and we were bouncing out of this 1 minute fair value gap. And this is where I started to have issues because I was continually trying to hold on to my short bias and bullish 1 minute bullish breaker plus 1 minute fair value gap and discount tapped equilibrium perfectly, and that should have already been telling me, hey, this probably is going to go up. And looking at how it played out, it continued to go up. Every fair value gap in discount was being hit and being respected. Trend, I mean, stair stepping. Where does price look like it wants to go? And we wanted to, so eventually I was like, hey, let's target these. These are relative equal highs on NQ. And I ended up getting in somewhere in here, wanting to take it to the highs. And seeing that we started, I partialed right here once we closed through this 1 minute for value gap, and then ended up getting this rest stopped at break even. But otherwise, that's all I had for today. But I got very attached to my bias, and that caused me to miss some good opportunities. But it's hard though because we never really tapped into that daily, and YM and ES were both continuing very much lower. So that's why I was still so heavily set in my in my short bias. But I mean, looking at the 1 minute, yeah, like I said before, every single for value gap in discount in these last few legs was being hit. I mean, discount, 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 not even closing a body below equilibrium of this leg. So very obviously bullish, but was getting real attached to my short bias. But otherwise, that's all I got. Good luck tomorrow.